psychedelic education and harm reduction. Thank you for being part of Grounded. This course is intended to provide you with information to safely and responsibly decide if psilocybin, magic mushrooms, is right for you. Grounded's intention for this course is to provide general guidelines for use of psilocybin, and it is for educational purposes only. Grounded has done its best to make this comprehensive, but does not warranty this as training or all-encompassing. Grounded is not a licensed facilitator by the state of Colorado, and this course does not provide medical advice and does not replace discussing the use of psilocybin with a healthcare provider. What is psilocybin? Psilocybin is a naturally occurring psychoactive compound found in certain species of mushrooms, commonly referred to as magic mushrooms or psilocybin mushrooms. This compound is responsible for the hallucinogenic effects of these mushrooms when ingested. Psilocybin belongs to a class of compounds known as tryptamines and is structurally similar to serotonin, a neurotransmitter in the brain. When psilocybin-containing mushrooms are consumed, psilocybin is converted into psilocin, the active compound that affects the brain. Psilocin primarily interacts with the brain's serotonin receptors, leading to altered perception, mood, and consciousness. This can result in a wide range of effects, including hallucinations, changes in sensory perception, and altered thinking patterns. The effects of psilocybin are often described as psychedelic or hallucinogenic, and they can vary from person to person and from one experience to another. Psilocybin and psilocin have garnered scientific interest for their potential therapeutic effects, particularly in the treatment of mental health conditions like depression, anxiety, and post-traumatic stress disorder. Research into the therapeutic applications of psilocybin is ongoing, and there are currently hundreds of clinical trials to uncover the potential of these medicines. Historical and cultural. The historical and cultural context of psilocybin is rich and diverse, with a long history of use in various indigenous cultures and spiritual practices. Psilocybin mushrooms have been used for centuries in various indigenous cultures, particularly in regions of Central and South America. Indigenous peoples, such as the Mazatec, have used these mushrooms in traditional shamanic and healing rituals. They have been the keepers of these medicines for generations, and we are thankful for their knowledge and sharing of the medicine. Recent trends. Multidisciplinary Association for Psychedelic Studies is a nonprofit founded by Rick Doblin in 1986. This organization has been the pioneer in psychedelic education, research, and awareness to further understand these substances' therapeutic potential for various mental health conditions. Additionally, top-tier universities such as Johns Hopkins have been conducting research that has reignited interest in the compound. MAPS and other academic institutions have worked with government agencies to show promise for using psilocybin in the treatment of depression, anxiety, PTSD, addiction, and end-of-life distress. The increased coverage in the news has been discussed by politicians and healthcare workers alike for their potential therapeutic usage. As information and studies around these medicines continue to evolve, more individuals are seeking out their potential benefit. Legal status. Psilocybin is considered Schedule I under the Controlled Substance Act and is federally illegal. However, it has been legalized in Oregon and decriminalized in Colorado and in over 15 cities in the United States. Additionally, states and cities throughout the United States are quickly revising their legal frameworks to decriminalize and explore therapeutic usage of psilocybin and other natural medicines. Currently, there are multiple states with legislation on the ballots and cities who have taken it on themselves to provide use and/or decriminalization guidelines for their citizens. For more information on future legislation, please see the link provided. Colorado legislation. Proposition 122 and Senate Bill 290. Colorado voters approved Proposition 122, the Natural Medicine Health Act, in the year 2022. In the year 2023, the Colorado legislature passed SB 23290, which is the formal implementation bill for Proposition 122. This legislation affords Coloradans the opportunity to possess and consume natural medicines for personal use. The personal use provisions of the NMHA broadly decriminalize several types of natural medicine, namely psilocybin, psilocin, ibogaine, DMT, and mescaline. Additionally, The Natural Medicine Advisory Board will be enacting a regulated access program for licensed healing centers administering natural medicine services. What can you do in Colorado with psilocybin mushrooms? Individuals must be 21 years of age to possess and consume for personal use, cultivate and manufacture for personal use or to share or gift, share concurrently with bona fide harm reduction or support services. What can't you do in Colorado with psilocybin mushrooms? You cannot sell or receive remuneration for psilocybin mushrooms. If you would like to learn more about Proposition 122, please see the link provided. How does psilocybin work? Psilocybin works by interacting with the brain's serotonin system. It primarily targets serotonin receptors that play a crucial role in mood regulation, perception, and various cognitive functions. When psilocybin is ingested, it is rapidly converted into psilocin, its active form, by enzymes in the liver. Psilocin is structurally similar to serotonin and can readily bind to serotonin receptors, specifically the 5-HT2A receptor subtype. This interaction results in altered serotonin signaling, leading to changes in the patterns of neural firing and connectivity in the brain. This altered network activity is thought to underlie the psychedelic effects of psilocybin, meaning regions of the brain that typically have strong functional connections may become less synchronized, leading to a breakdown in the sense of self and the perception of boundaries between self and the external world. Factors that affect psilocybin. It is important to note that the effects of psilocybin can vary widely from person to person. There are many factors that can affect how an individual will feel after ingesting psilocybin. Important factors include dosing. The amount of psilocybin used by an individual is essential. Figuring out the right dosage based on your body, experience level, and the type of experience or medical benefit you want is important to consider. It is recommended to start low and go slow when considering dosages of psilocybin. Microdosing. Microdosing is the act of taking a small amount of a substance, approximately 1/20th to 1/10th of a normal or hallucinogenic dose. The smaller dose is considered subperceptual, meaning you will not feel any significant hallucinogenic effects and therefore can be consumed while going about daily life. It can be used to improve focus, creativity, mood, improved energy, social awareness, or relief from depression and anxiety. It is often taken several times a week or in accordance with a protocol or regimen to maximize the realized benefits. Higher doses. If you are considering a higher dose of psilocybin, there are many factors to consider for safe consumption. Many of these factors, but potentially not all factors, include set and setting, your body, mushroom potency, and contraindications that will be discussed in more depth. Set and setting. Psilocybin can amplify your sensory perceptions and emotions, so considering your set and setting is essential if an individual decides to partake in psilocybin. Set and setting refers to one's emotional and mental state, which is the set, and the physical and social environment, which is the setting. Creating a comfortable set and setting environment is essential to maximizing the potential benefits and minimizing risks associated with psilocybin usage. It is important to approach psilocybin in higher doses with respect and intention. Set. Mindset. Your emotional state, mental state, and attitude all play a role. It is best if you approach the experience with a positive and open mindset. Address any unresolved issues or anxieties before using psilocybin, as these can be amplified during higher doses. It is best to use when you are feeling mentally and emotionally grounded. Intentions. You will get the most benefits if you set clear and meaningful intentions for the experience. Think about what your goals are and what you potentially hope to gain or learn from using psilocybin. This can help guide your thoughts and actions to set up further integration into your everyday life. Setting. Environment. Choose a location that is safe, comfortable, and familiar. This can be your home, a nature setting, or anywhere you feel comfortable that is free from potential physical hazards. Set aside dedicated time and space where you won't be interrupted to create a calm and comfortable environment. This includes mood lighting, soothing music, and minimizing distractions like turning off electronics and or wearing an eye mask. Safety and support. Consider having a trusted friend, guide, or trained practitioner with you, especially if you're inexperienced or using a higher dose. This person can provide reassurance, help navigate challenging moments, and ensure your safety. It is also recommended to have basic safety protocols in place, such as having a first aid kit and contact information for emergency services if necessary. Your body. The effect of psilocybin can vary from person to person. Your body weight, metabolism, individual sensitivity, and other biological factors can all influence the effects of psilocybin. Other factors like current medications, medical history, and experience with psychedelics should also be considered. What might be a moderate dose for one person could be more intense for another. Psilocybin sourcing and potency. Psilocybe cubensis is the most popular type of psilocybin mushroom, with hundreds of different strains. Each strain varies in strength, characteristics, and has potential contaminants, so it is important to have a known and trusted source. Consistency and dosing are key to following any microdosing protocol or to safely consume a higher dose. It is recommended to find a trusted and safe source that is third-party tested for consistency. Larger dose considerations. If you're considering a larger dose, make sure you hydrate and eat a light, well-balanced meal before ingesting psilocybin to minimize any potential nausea. It is not recommended to combine psilocybin with other substances, especially alcohol or prescription medications, as it can lead to unpredictable and potentially dangerous interactions. There are different ways to ingest psilocybin. The most common method is to eat dried psilocybin mushrooms. You can consume them as they are, mix them with food, or make them into a tea. After ingestion, be patient and allow time for the effects to manifest. It may take 30 to 90 minutes for the effects to begin, depending on your metabolism and the method of ingestion. Effects can last 3 to 8 hours. It is generally not recommended to redose during the same session, as redosing can potentially lead to an intensification of the experience. Integration. Integration is the process of making sense of and applying the insights, experiences, and emotions that emerge during an experience into your everyday life. Journaling can be helpful for processing your experience, and it is important to observe your thoughts and feelings and to be open to the insights that may arise. Planning for integration after a larger dose is crucial to maximizing potential therapeutic benefits to assist positive change in your overall well-being. Develop a practical action plan to implement the changes you want to make. Break down your goals into achievable steps and set a timeline for when you plan to make these changes. Integration can be done individually, with a trusted friend, in groups, with a coach or therapist, and/or trained practitioner. What to expect? Consuming psilocybin can lead to changes in sensory perception, mood, and cognition. These effects can include altered perceptions, time distortion, enhanced creativity, ego dissolution, amplified emotions, euphoria, and many more. Despite the relatively short duration of the acute psychedelic experience, psilocybin is known for its potential to induce lasting changes in personality, behavior, and outlook. These long-lasting effects may include increased openness, changes in values, and improvements in mental health. Physical effects. There are some potential physical effects that you may experience. These may include nausea or a change in heart rate, headaches, fatigue, and a few others. Medical and medication contraindications. Contraindications are conditions or circumstances that suggest or indicate that a particular treatment or medication should not be used. Psilocybin is a natural supplement, but there is a lot of debate on how it can affect individuals with certain medical conditions or when taking specific medications. It has been noted that there are certain medical, psychiatric, and pharmacological contraindications, and it is prudent to be informed. However, this list of contraindications is to help educate individuals on potential associated risks. We are not healthcare providers. This list may not include all the contraindications. There is a potential risk associated with solely consuming psilocybin or psilocybin in combination with other substances, and it is our recommendation to consult a healthcare provider on these contraindications. The contraindications include heart problems, seizures, psychosis, pregnancy and breastfeeding, advanced disease states, suicidal ideations, and advanced malignancy or chemotherapy. Medications. Psilocybin binds to the serotonin receptors, also known as the 5-HT2A receptors. There are many medications that also play on these receptors, such as antidepressants, anti-anxiety medications, stimulants, mood stabilizers, and antipsychotics. It is important to note that individuals who have taken these medications for prolonged periods of time may have lessened effects from psilocybin. If your intentions are to taper out these medications, we recommend consulting your healthcare provider. However, there are well-known medications that are contraindicated for use of psilocybin. This list is not all-inclusive, as there are many medications with little data and many new medications released on the market. Please consult your healthcare provider or prescriber if you are on any medications and want to know more about potential contraindications. The medication classes that are generally contraindicated include MAOIs, SNRIs, SSRIs, and tricyclic antidepressants. Other medications that may potentially be contraindicated include bupropion, haloperidol, lithium, and trazodone. And as far as supplements go, St. John's wort is contraindicated for use with psilocybin. Serotonin syndrome. Serotonin syndrome is a potentially life-threatening medical condition that occurs when there is an excess of serotonin. It is most often the result of interactions between medications that increase serotonin levels with psilocybin. Symptoms of serotonin syndrome can range from mild to severe and may include agitation and restlessness, confusion, rapid heartbeat, and several other symptoms. Minors. Psilocybin use is illegal and not recommended for individuals under 21 years of age. The developing brain of adolescents may be more vulnerable to the effects of psychedelics. Mushroom allergy. If you have a history of allergic reactions to mushrooms, avoid using psilocybin mushrooms as potential allergic reactions can be serious. Driving or operating machinery. Psilocybin can impair coordination and judgment. Avoid driving, operating heavy machinery, or engaging in activities that require precise motor skills while under the influence. Tolerance and addiction. Tolerance occurs when an individual's response to a drug decreases over time with repeated use. Individuals can build up a tolerance to psilocybin relatively quickly if taken every day. It is recommended to adhere to rest days when consuming consistently. Psilocybin is not considered addictive. In fact, research has shown that psilocybin can have anti-addictive properties and may be useful in treating substance use disorders. Innovations in safety and harm reduction. Clinical harm reduction tool, PGX testing. Pharmacogenomic testing, or PGX, is a branch of genetic testing focused on how an individual's genetic makeup impacts the likely response to therapeutic medications. Genes are parts of your DNA, and they determine your eye color, height, and can influence how your body reacts to medications. Grounded's advanced genetic analysis includes testing over 400 common medications and CBD and THC and natural medicines. Our proprietary technology determines how alternative medications such as cannabis and psilocybin interact with commonly prescribed medications. Why PGX is important. PGX helps medical providers and patients better understand how quickly and effectively a person's body may work with various medications. This testing provides valuable insight on how an individual can metabolize medications and indicates possible medication interactions and potential side effects. With advancements in genetic science, PGX has the potential to provide personalized and preventative care, including minimize adverse drug reactions, personalized and tailored care plans, provide safety recommendations for alternative medications and supplements, optimize outcomes and enhance well-being, and reduce personal and systemic healthcare costs. For more information on PGX, please visit our website or schedule a complimentary consultation with a Grounded team member. Support for challenging experiences. If you or anyone you know is having a challenging experience, please reach out to Fireside Project. Fireside Project provides a psychedelic support line that provides emotional support during and after an experience. Their psychedelic support line is staffed by rigorously trained, compassionate, supportive volunteers from diverse backgrounds who listen deeply and from a place of non-judgment. Call or text 62 Fireside. They're open every day from 11 a.m. to 11 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. If you would like more information, have questions, or want additional insight, please schedule an appointment on our website with a Grounded team member.